Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hello Dave with Down to Earth Astronomy. We're going to start this week off with a BGS update, both for TerraX and for Project Greenfield. First, for TerraX, we are doing some housekeeping around our systems. We are kind of in a in-between projects. This happen from time to time, we build up towards an expansion or towards taking over a system or whatever. And after that project is done, you have this build-up period where we kind of slowly just taking the time to get our system in line and preparing for the next step in the grand plan for TerraX. So this is kind of where we are now. So things are nice and slow and progressing. And we're doing some housekeeping, making sure that whatever random activities happen around our system, that we get everything balanced out as it should be, so that we can focus on the next project once we get to that. But things are a lot less quiet over in Project Greenfield. There's really been some things happening. We're now at the point where all the settlements, all the target settlements at least, has been transferred over to either the code, TerraX, or Rare Travel Company. So we have now moved all settlements into just those three. And the plan is now to begin to build Rare Ring, which of course is supposed to be the final holder of all these settlements. Also build up Rare Travel Company so they can go up close to where TerraX is in Rare, and we can begin that transfer process so that we can get them over to Rare Ring. We're gonna wait with the transfers from the code over to Rare Ring because that's a little bit more finicky. Because the code is in control of the system and we have to initiate conflict, that means if we make a misstep, we could end up actually transferring control of the system over to Rare Ring. It would still be on an anarchy control faction, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. And even if we did manage to transfer it, we'll just transfer it back. But it's just, we just have to be a little more careful with the code transfer than we have to do with the TerraX and the Rare Travel Company. So that's going to be our first focus, is to get Rare Ring boosted up so we can make Rare into that greenfield we want, into that perfect farming heaven. Now, in Elite Dangerous, there is absolutely nothing going on. Frontier has been very quiet since before Christmas, actually. I think the last we heard anything from Frontier, we're not taking like update 10. They did a patch note for update 10, and then they did a number of hot fixes and fixes of server issues after that. But other than that, we haven't heard. There's been no like Super Cruise news. There's been no like live streams. Usually they would be live streaming twice a week or something. Nothing. No live streams. Nothing. It's just been very, very quiet. I mean, before Christmas, we were talking a lot about why Frontier was staying so quiet on console, and I guess they were going to try to divide the attention equally and just decide to be quiet on everything. They did, if you recall, last summer, they did say they were doing these developer updates. They plan to do them every month, where they would talk about both what they've been working on, but also what they're going to plan to be working on in the future. And they did do these developer updates quite regularly. They did one in June, July, August, September, and at the end of October. And then nothing. We didn't get one in November. We didn't get one in December. We didn't get one in January. Now we are a week into February. And, no more developer updates. So there seems that was a very short-lived thing, which I think is really a shame. It was really a good concept. The first ones were a little rough around the edges. They were mainly just stuff we already knew, that they were just summarized again. But the later ones, they got better and better every time they made one. The content in them got better and they were better made. So I really wish they would continue these developer updates, because it was a really, really nice thing. I was looking forward to these. Again, now we haven't seen one since the end of October. I really hope we're going to begin to see the live streams return and the more regular news updates coming out, because we miss you guys. So yeah, bit of a content drought at the moment, I will admit. My list of ideas for videos is steadily growing shorter as it is right now. Not gonna run out of things to talk about, but it's we're getting down to the less interesting topics, if we would say so. But I can keep myself entertained. That might mean there's going to be a little bit more Star Citizen content going on. in the near future. But well, we'll see. Hopefully, we're gonna get our old community team back and get some news rolling again for Elite. Now, I should say, of course, that we do know we have update 11 coming out at some point. We don't know when, assuming it's going to be in a month and a half from now. And with update 11, we are, of course, getting the fleet carrier interiors, so we do have that to look forward to. So it's not that it's just completely, we don't know anything, but some regular updates would be nice, I think. It's a completely different story over in Star Citizen, however. They have been very, very busy. Lately, of course, we have been reintroduced the Xeno threat events currently running in the game at scheduled intervals. And also, they did in their latest Inside Star Citizen video showcase some of the work that they've been doing on refueling, which is going to be a thing in the game. So for all you fuel rats out there, listen up. Currently, there is only one refueling ship in the game, which is the Starfarer, and the plan with that is, of course, that's going to be the main ship you're going to be using to go out and refuel people. The way it's going to work is there's going to be a separate terminal inside the cockpit. It doesn't necessarily have to be controlled by the pilot. It can be a co-pilot if you want to. And somebody else who needs fuel will have to come and dock with the Starfarer, and then they can request a certain amount of fuel. And the Starfarer will then tell how much that fuel is in price. So you set the price for the fuel in that terminal, and then when people dock, they can see how much the fuel is. They have a little slider. They can say, I want so much hydrogen fuel, I want so much quantinium fuel. And then the operator inside the Starfarer, once that request comes in, will then be able to sit and open up the valves from the different tanks to transfer that fuel over. They have to close them at the approximate time, otherwise if they transfer too much, that thing is going to overflow out into space. So you have to be careful with that. Now, they did also answer some questions over on a forum post following the Inside Star Citizen video, where they go into a little bit more depth with some of the things, like, can a Starfarer refuel off another Starfarer? And yes, it can. And I think a very interesting question was, well, if the ship in need of fuel needs to dock with the Starfarer, which the Starfarer is quite a sizable ship, how is it going to dock if it doesn't have any fuel? Which is a really good question, actually. Now, what CRG replied was that at the first iteration of this, what they're going to do is they're going to give people access to a reserve fuel tank. So if you're in the vicinity of a Starfarer, you get reserve fuel so you can go and dock. And they did stress that this is a temporary solution. How they're going to do it at the end, I don't know. Ideally, I would see something like a hose, and then you would have to send someone out to EVA over to the other ship with like a hose strapped to their back, plug it into the ship, and you could transfer the fuel over that way. That would be pretty cool, I think. So you could transfer fuel to ships even if they were completely out of fuel. Maybe something with like a remote control robotic arm or something like that could be fun too. You can go and hook up to ships that are completely without fuel. But yeah. That is going to be something we're going to be seeing in the not-too-distant future. I don't know exactly when refueling is going to be implemented, but usually when it begins to hit inside Star Citizen, it's not too far away. That leads me on to the live stream tomorrow. Last week I played some Star Citizen. We went out and we looked at some derelict ships. We found a derelict caterpillar. We avoided all the traps, and we picked up ourselves a companion cube, and we ran around the wreck of the Starfarer. And it was actually pretty fun. It was really well made, and there were some sneaky traps. I managed to avoid them all, but there were some sneaky traps in there where you had to be a little careful with what you were doing. I did put a poll up in the beginning of the live stream asking what you people want, and it was, I think, pretty even between seeing some mining and some derelict ship exploration. So that means this week I'm going to go back into Star Citizen again with the content drought in Elite. I've been putting in some more hours over in Star Citizen. And I want to go back and I really want to go out and give Halo mining a go again. Go out to the Halo and try that again. Because while planet-side mining is fine, it comes with some risks. And I've been really wanted to go and make like a pros and cons of all the different mining spots in Star Citizen in Stanton. Say, okay, so what do you get from mining there? What do you get from mining there? So I think tomorrow is going to be Halo mining. I'm going to take my Prospector. We're going to head out to the Halo. We're going to try to do some mining there, see if we can get some decent quality out of it. Again, the Halo does offer some extra protection by obscurity because it's so big it is impossible to find people. So I think it's gonna be an interesting way, because I could see myself want to go out to the Halo if I want to do some more relaxed, where I don't have to constantly sit and listen if somebody's targeting me or if I'm being attacked and have to run and stuff like that. But that will be happening both here on YouTube as well as on Twitch, and it will be tomorrow at 8 o'clock in-game time. I hope I'll see you guys there. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.